1861, America went to war with itself. Brother fought brother. Neighbor fought neighbor. More Americans died in this war than in any other war in U.S. history. The question wasn't victory anymore. It was survival. Would the United States even exist after this? For decades, tensions had been building. North and South were growing apart. Different economies, different lifestyles, different beliefs, and one issue divided them more than anything else: slavery. Two different Americas. By the mid-1800s, America looked like two countries. The North, factories, industry, cities, immigrant labor. The South, farms, plantations, agriculture, enslaved workers. The Southern economy depended heavily on slavery. The North increasingly opposed it. Both sides believed they were right. Neither was willing to compromise. Every new state entering the Union created arguments. Would it allow slavery or not? Balance mattered. Power in Congress depended on it. Debates turned into threats. Threats turned into hatred. America wasn't united anymore. It was splitting. Then came the breaking point. In 1860, Abraham Lincoln was elected president. Lincoln opposed the expansion of slavery. The South panicked. They believed their way of life was ending. So they did something unthinkable. They left. Southern states began seceding from the Union. They formed their own nation, the Confederate States of America. 2 flags, 2 governments, 2 armies. Peaceful separation wasn't possible. War was coming. In 1861, Confederate forces fired on Fort Sumter. The Civil War had begun. At first, many believed it would be short. Maybe a few months. They were wrong. It would last 4 years. And it would become a nightmare. This wasn't a small rebellion. This was total war. Hundreds of thousands of soldiers, massive armies clashing in open fields. Cannons, rifles, smoke, chaos. But technology had improved faster than medicine. Weapons were deadlier. Casualties were horrifying. Battlefields turned into graveyards. What made it worse was that both sides were Americans. Same language, same history, same families. Sometimes brothers fought on opposite sides. Towns were divided. Friendships ended. This wasn't just a war for land. It was a war for identity. Places like Gettysburg, Antietam, Vicksburg became symbols of destruction. Tens of thousands died in days. Entire generations vanished. America had never seen anything like it. At Gettysburg, the Confederacy pushed north. If they won, the Union might collapse. But after 3 days of brutal fighting, the South retreated. It became the turning point. Soon after, Lincoln gave a short speech. Just a few words, but powerful ones. The Gettysburg Address reminded Americans what they were fighting for. Freedom, unity, equality. Then Lincoln made a bold move. He issued the Emancipation Proclamation. Slaves in Confederate territory were declared free. Now the war wasn't just about saving the Union, it was about ending slavery. The meaning of the war changed forever. Union forces slowly tightened their grip. General Grant pressed hard. Cities fell. Supply lines broke. The South grew weaker. Finally, in 1865, Confederate General Lee surrendered. The war was over. The Union survived. But the victory came at a terrible price. Over 600,000 Americans dead, families destroyed, cities burned, the country scarred forever. America had survived. But barely. Just days after the war ended, Lincoln was assassinated. The man who saved the Union never saw the peace he fought for. His death shocked the nation, but his legacy endured. This war decided everything. It proved the Union could not break. Slavery would end. America would stay one nation. Without the Civil War, the United States might not exist today. The Civil War reshaped America. It forced the country to confront its darkest truth and begin again. Stronger, more united, more equal. The nation was no longer just an experiment. It was permanent. America had survived foreign enemies. Now it had survived itself. But new challenges awaited. rebuilding, healing, and new heroes would rise. In the next episode, we explore the leaders who helped rebuild the nation. Sometimes the greatest threat comes from within, and sometimes survival requires fighting your own shadows. This is American history, one story at a time.